Jai Srila Bhaktiranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai Srila Gurudeva, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rapak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, and Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai, and Sri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. And Jai Latvia Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, and all the assembled devotees who come to join in Latvia with their festival today, their Sunday Zoom festival. And with Suresh Krishna, full house of devotees. And we have to make the thumbnail bigger to see who is there. And over to you, Suresh Krishna, our welcome. And okay, we should begin also with our chanting of the minimum, means there's 4 Vandanam prayers that we chant regularly. So let us chant that, and then we'll pass the microphone to Suresh Krishna Babu, and in the meantime, devotees are joining still with us. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvijay Namaha. And Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And here in Vila Govinda Ashram, Italy, we have Lavanya Moire Virasi, who is representing Latvia very well with her really sincere service mood and continuous service activity. So she's just come to join us, so she can give you some report also soon. But first, Suresh Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat, Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat всем
Dandavat
преданным.
Maharaj, Dandavat to all the devotees. And yes, you said, it is as you say, it is a festival day. It is always a festival when we gather with the devotees. Yesterday, we gathered in the studio, we read Bhagavad Gita, very nice chapter, chapter number 7 of Bhagavad Gita,
Божественные проявления,
divine manifestations
божественные
of the
качества
Lord,
Господа.
qualities of the Lord. And Liga has come with her daughter. You remember her, Maharaj? When Liga, who...
Okay, I have to make your picture bigger, then I can see. Okay, Hare Krishna, welcome. Jai.
Yes, and yesterday they have come on that Bhagavad Gita gathering. Today they have come here. And Liga, during this time, she's waiting. She's not alone this time. She has come with a boy in her stomach. So it's the 3 of them have come today. And truly, very nice event. Yesterday she came on that Bhagavad Gita, and then she said, what do you say? Very nice feeling. Yes, very nice feeling that she came with a different mood, and then she came with a different mood and left with a good mood or something. So perhaps when we gather together, we can get that feeling in the heart. And so today they have come, but we are already preparing. Next week, Friday, from Rezekne, we're traveling to Riga. We'll have a public program on Friday evening. Saturday, the day of appearance of Srila Govinda Maharaj, with a full intensity Riga preparations to that festival. And Harigopal has called all the devotees, all the contacts we've had. We've invited everyone. We don't know how many people will come just yet, but he has called everyone. He has phoned everyone we have, everyone's number we have. But maybe later we'll get a more direct number later. So we'll have a big gathering of devotees. And I have a few topics to discuss, Maharaj, but the first one, we've already mentioned this festival. Perhaps you can once again give us the instruction. How? How can we celebrate that festival? And we already talked about it, but what should we pay attention to when we talk? What do we give emphasis to when we try to glorify Govinda Maharaj?
Well, Suresh Krishna Prabhu, you are by now an old devotee. You have been in many festivals, many programs for Vyasa Puja, etc. So you've seen the example of Srila Goswami Maharaj, the example of others, of the type of discourse that takes place on a Vyasa Puja day. But Srila Gurudev is not just another Vyasa Puja. He's extremely important, actually to the whole world, but especially for our family. He's so important that he has given us Srila Guru Maharaj, and he's given us Srila Prabhupada. When we first came to Chaitanya Saraswat Math, we had our understanding, if you like, of Srila Prabhupada from his books and from his devotees. But we got a very personal understanding of Srila Prabhupada from Srila Gurudev. What to speak of our understanding of Srila Guru Maharaj, and even being able to come to Guru Maharaj. So Srila Govinda Maharaj's Vyasa Puja is not just another festival for the appearance of a Vaishnava. And we were discussing a little bit with Hari Gopal Prabhu the other day, maybe not person to person, but by chat, that we don't want to have just a generic worship of the Vaishnava. It's a very specific worship of the Vaishnava, who is the very lifeline of substance in this age, for us in particular, and for those who are fortunate to come to recognize that Srila Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, now Rupa Nuga Sampradaya, they were present in Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj. And so it is not our fanaticism because we are of this line. It really is the case. He was carrying Krishna consciousness. Srila Govinda Maharaj was carrying Krishna consciousness that was distributed and initially built upon by Srila Prabhupada, which was protected and very much built upon by Srila Guru Maharaj, and which was distributed and built upon, all of that, by Srila Govinda Maharaj. So the best glorification is your own understanding. And one thing is, we can all reflect, why are we devotees? Why do we wear tilak? Why do we read Bhagavad Gita and Chaitanya Charitamrita and not read all sorts of things of the material world? And then if we look and we see inside ourselves, I hope we can each feel a specific appreciation for Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj. And hence, what we can say from our heart, this is going to be very valuable. But at the same time, it is Gurudev's Vyasa Puja. So you can give some historic matter, and there you will find in the books, you will find some description about Srila Gurudev's early life. The centenary anthology, Golden Reflections probably has got some parts that will be very relevant, be helpful for you. So naturally, we'll give some background to Srila Gurudev's pious birth, because it's his birthday, it's his Vyasa Puja day. But the real emphasis will be his connection with Guru Maharaj, his service to Guru Maharaj, and that service which has brought us all in connection with the highest truths. And this is very rare. It is a very rare connection. So this way, some glorification, you can do some homework, select some relevant excerpts about Gurudev's early days from himself, from himself and from others. And you can also do some homework in your heart and think, why are you a devotee? Why are we devotees? And with that basis, share something of our own connection and appreciation with Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Да, Махарадж, мы также планируем Zoom-трансляцию, потому что некоторые...
Yes, Maharaj. We're also planning a Zoom meeting because some devotees will not be able to join. Also, Lilavati Didi, she wanted to be with us, and so we're gonna. And also, maybe we can find with you 20 minutes of your time on that event. It could be 1 p.m., 2 p.m. No, maybe something like that. Around lunchtime, or would you be busy at that time?
Well, I expect I will be busy at that time because we happen to be in the ashram, which is just 1 hour different from you. And we will be also, of course, engaged in chanting, singing, talking, hearing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all these activities. And then we'll do Vyasa, we'll do puja to Srila Gurudev that day. And we've already had snow here, and still the snowman's remainder of his body is still outside in snow, but mainly the rest of the snow has gone. But it'll make Gurudev happy if again we can do his Vyasa Puja offering to the Pushpa Samadhi in snow. That was a very beautiful year. That was 2020, I think. It was a beautiful day with the snow falling light, the big snowflakes, but happily, gently falling. The worship taking place, singing parikrama in the snow. And anyhow, whatever environment Krishna gives for the occasion, we'll be happily engaged in similar program to how you'll be engaged in Riga. You're having the main program in Riga, not Brazil. And don't forget, make something extra for Gurudev, prasadam wise. And if you're not sure what Gurudev likes, you can hear, or I can hear, and I can share. I can hear Gurudev's words when he's being asked, Gurudev, what prasadam do you like? He's saying, I like everything. So out of everything, you can choose something which is a little special and something that you make for Gurudev. We are trying to please him. And have a wonderful festival. Let it be natural. Let it be living. We don't want people bored. We don't want people sitting, listening to long things. But we do want everybody to come away with some treasure, extra treasure in their heart, reminding themselves, like polishing the treasure. The treasure is already there. We know the wonder. We know Gurudev is wonderful. So many things. But we'll be polishing off the dust that we put on top of that treasure in our heart by the special worship of His Divine Grace on His Vyasa Puja. So this will be exactly a week. Oh no, today's Sunday. So yes, so next Saturday is Gurudev's Vyasa Puja. And before coming to Resignate today, before boarding the Zoom aeroplane, actually we were outside at the kiosk and discussing a little bit about next Saturday what will be. And we have devotees coming from some distance away also, specifically for the festival on Saturday here. So already taking shape, the plan and program taking shape. By the way, I'm curious, in St. Petersburg, which is very close to you, very close to Latvia, Gunali is engaged in doing something in the temple. Is this preparation for Vyasa Puja? Putting up some curtains or something? What are you doing, Gunali? You can speak in Russian. We have simultaneous translation.
Dandavad Maharaj, Dandavad, дорогие преданные.
Dandavad Maharaj,
Да,
Dandavad,
мы
dear devotees.
уже начали
Yes,
подготовку.
we've
Вот,
already started the
это будет
preparations.
украшение,
This
которое
will be
будет
the
висеть под
decoration
потолком.
which will be
Вот.
on the
А
ceiling.
еще сейчас покажу, у
And
нас
also I can show you,
очень серьезная идет
we have
подготовка
very
к
serious,
празднику. Вот
very serious
рабочие
preparation to
красят
the festival.
алтарную.
So the workers
Потолок
are
уже
painting
покрасили.
the altar room,
Будет
the
вот
ceiling is
здесь,
already painted,
слева от
and
алтаря,
here, on the left
установлены
side of the
Гурудева.
altar, will be installed a
Вот.
murti of
В
Gurudev
субботу на его
on Saturday,
Puja.
on his Vyasa
Здесь
Puja.
пока
Over
идут
here.
ремонтные работы.
For now, some
Стоят
construction is
алтарь.
going on, some
Вот, а это
scaffolding is here.
бхакты
But these are
занимаются
bhaktas
изготовлением украшений.
engaged in preparation of the decoration.
Галя.
Galia,
Вадим.
one name. Dandavad Hare Krishna.
Вот так.
So, like that.
Beautiful. We're very happy to be there inside the Lakhta temple and to see the beautiful temple inside. Very well looked after. Are we allowed to have a little look at Tulsi Devi? Can we give our obeisances to Tulsi Devi? She's just behind the curtain at the end there. Yes. Jai Tulsi Maharani ki Jai. My goodness. Beautifully looked after. Is Saraswati still looking after Tulsi? Is she the main person?
Нет, не Сарасвати,
No,
Нанда Прия.
not Saraswati. Nanda Priya at the moment.
Nanda Priya, yes. Okay, well done. And I see you have now blinds on that window so that you cannot see the ocean, you cannot see the sea there. Probably this is for the protection.
Нет, оно поднимает.
No,
Это жалюзи, они
it can be
поднимают.
lifted. Yes, you can lift them.
Сейчас темно, поэтому они закрыты.
Okay. Thank you, Gunalidi. We appreciate very much. Hare Krishna. Spasibo Bolshoi.
Thank you very much.
And have you seen Suresh Krishna Prabhu? Does he come sometimes to the temple in St. Petersburg? Gunali did he? Oh, not Suresh Krishna. Sajanananda Prabhu. Sorry, Suresh. Have you seen Sajanananda Prabhu? Maybe she can't hear, I'm not sure. She's on the other side of the room now. Okay, so Suresh Krishna, back to you. So I gave you a little reply about next Saturday, how to arrange the program. So don't forget an aarti tray, puja tray, special prasada, and do some homework beforehand and just share from your heart, be honest and note who is your audience. You need to see who is there. And for some, they may need an introduction of who is Govinda Maharaj. They may have heard of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, they may not have heard of Srila Govinda Maharaj. So some introduction, and that can also include, if there are devotees coming from ISKCON, the history, the spiritual history of the opening of Srila Prabhupada's headquarters, main temple in the whole world, the Chandradoya Mandir in Mayapur. And that opening happened with Guru Maharaj arriving there, and there was Srila Govinda Maharaj as the sweet servant of Guru Maharaj and of Gurudeva. And he was asked to speak, and so he was a main speaker and gave glorification of Srila Prabhupada. And you can mention the relationship of Srila Prabhupada with Srila Govinda, and Srila Guru Maharaj with Srila Govinda, Srila Guru Maharaj's relationship with Srila Prabhupada. All these things, according to your company, who is in your company, some may need some introduction, because we know Hari Gopal Prabhu, he's got good friends within ISKCON, but how much anyone knows about our masters, which includes Srila Prabhupada, then I do not know. You have to be a little aware of that. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. Of course, the most important, as you said, so that people would leave with something in their heart. And I'm sure by your grace, by grace of Srila Govinda Maharaj, this will happen. Because we always feel on the appearance of Govinda Maharaj and Sridhar Maharaj, we feel their presence. Some mystical, unique, in some unique way, he's always present. And I also remembered it was the appearance of Sridhar Maharaj on the Govinda farm. There was a rain and sun at the same time. Do you remember? There was kirtan and glorification of Sridhar Maharaj. So a cloud came, and it is like this Pushpanjali type of rain. So this was something unique. And then we finished, and perhaps 20 more minutes, and that cloud went away. So that something happened like that. Always something happens on the appearance of great personalities.
And it was very heavy rain that day, not just gentle rain. And you all had faith that the rain will stop in a few minutes. But I didn't have that faith, and I walked out in the rain and got soaking wet. But in the sun, so you're quite right. It was very beautiful.
Yes, Maharaj. And a topic for discussion throughout the whole week that is manifesting. Since last Sunday, after the program, we were with Svetlana. That topic continued on our Zoom on Wednesday. We talked with Venugita. And also, that continued with the people I met in general. But this topic, I was asked, oh, guys, why are you striving to the spiritual world? Just see, it is so wonderful here. Such wonderful places, such wonderful heavenly islands. Why are you striving somewhere else when you can get happiness here? You know, they say heaven is here on earth. And it's a very interesting topic. And of course, I gave some answers to their question. But it's a very interesting topic that people, they believe that you can achieve happiness here, and they're very convinced of that. And why if we're engaged in service here, and if we can be happy here, why should we, make our goal
точки зрения материалиста, который ставит себе цели какие-то,
Compared to a materialistic person who is striving for something, you know, when we say, oh, we must go from here to the spiritual world, they feel that we are, you know, why are we making these goals when we can be happy here?
Well, Suresh Krishna Prabhu, you know the answer to that. You know that in this world there is gold, and in this world there is fool's gold. In this world there is like a heavenly kind of the heavenly paradise, if you like, but it's a fool's paradise. It is not permanent. So there is the genuine thing, and then there is the fake thing. So the gold and the fool's gold, there is the joy, the happiness, which is derived from our service to the Lord when we are in our proper position. That is eternal, ever nourishing and beautiful. And then there is the fool's gold, and that is the happiness derived from sense pleasure, which is temporary and reactionary. And then the idea of paradise. Paradise, we can build ourselves a paradise, make a covering for our house, our village, our country, and say, here we are living perfectly. But it's a fool's paradise, because we know that that is temporary, and it will disappear. We will disappear. Even if others live to be 150 years old, we won't. So where will we be in 150 years' time? We need to be realistic. So, but it is a question which I myself had to digest a little bit when I was first reading that time from Srila Prabhupada, because he's quoting the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, etc., where it's saying this world is a place of misery wherein birth and death take place. This is from Bhagavad Gita. But when we are young, and perhaps who you were speaking to was a little young, perhaps they hadn't yet faced some of the dramas that are going to be coming in his life later on, that he either sees or directly experiences. But for a young person like we were young once, you were young once, Suresh, and a young person, we may think, yes, oh, this world is a happy place. But we need a little eye-opening, some shaking, some wake-up call to the fact that it is all temporary. And we know that in this world, any day we can die. The road accidents and this, that, and the other. We're all using the roads, and anything can happen. We were just in Thailand with the deadly poisonous snakes and all these things. You know, anything can happen. And we need to be conscious, not just to close our eyes to reality, but to be conscious that there is a permanent reality where we don't have to be in this unknown sphere, this unknown place where we don't know where we're going to be placed when we inevitably have to leave our bodies. So if your friend was young who was trying to say, oh, we've got paradise in this world, then a bit more of a difficult nut to crack, as it were, to get him to understand that, yes, you're getting some happiness, but it is meager, it is temporary, and it is reactionary. And the real problem here is we are in the middle between birth and death. And we are just thinking, oh, I'm going to live forever. But it took me a while. And you know, when I was reading Srila Prabhupada's book, and this topic does come up there about this world is a place of suffering and the uncertainty, etc. Well, Krishna gave me some lessons. He was very kind to put me on a small boat, crashing up and down in waves 25 hours a day. Okay, 24 hours a day. And so us who are not so accustomed to sailing, absolutely seasick 24 hours a day. And then when we came into quiet water, came into port, then, oh, relief. And what did Srila Prabhupada say? He was saying, in this material world, the joy is very shallow. And he said, more, it is the relief from suffering. When some suffering is over, we think, oh, now I'm enjoying, just by the end of the suffering. And that was a very good example for me. Krishna knew exactly how to smash me up and down in a boat in order to understand that this world really is a place of suffering. And then I got robbed. And then I almost was run over by a bus, which was going down what I thought was the wrong way, down a one-way street. But as it turned out, there was a bus lane. But anyway, so three things or more things, one thing after another thing happened. When I was thinking, oh, this world is a happy place. Well, why they're saying it is so unhappy? Now, what is this? Material enjoyment is basically relief from suffering. Really, these were kind of consciously in my thoughts. I accepted them, but I hadn't, per se, realized it. But Krishna is very kind, and he helped us to realize these things. So you can share your own experiences too. Except Suresh, your life is so heavenly, you have no difficulties. So how will you share being seasick 25 hours a day? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj, it is so. And my answer to that was, if you are inspired by how wonderful the shadow is, then the source, the genuine reality of it. If this is so wonderful, how much more wonderful is that reality, which is the source of this reality? I was trying to explain in that key, to inspire them. Because you, Maharaj, are correct that my life is so wonderful and I have nothing to share of the negative side of this world, from the troubles. Even if I do have something to share, they are maybe not something I would share with strangers, or because I might scare them. But I tried to inspire them, by speaking about the beauty of that world. Of course, by repeating what I've heard from our masters, Goswami Maharaj, Siddhar Maharaj, from you, from Govinda Maharaj.
And there is some expression, and I didn't do my homework to find out who said it. But in the Navadip Dham Mahatmya, there is an expression addressed to a king, that the king, he's just absorbed in making money and getting more money, putting more zeros at the end of his bank balance, as it were. And he's not looking out for his future. In other words, that he's going to have to leave the body and leave everything behind presently. And who is talking to the king said, why are you trying to get happiness in this world? You see, I am a renounced person. And it was perhaps Narada Muni. I would have to do homework to find that out. But you can see, I'm a renounced person. My life is to search for the eternal happiness. And he said to the king, if you can show me a way to get permanent happiness without reaction, through your process of getting money, wealth, fame, etc., then if you can show me such a way, I will immediately follow that. But you can't. The way to the permanent ever-increasing, nourishing kind of non-reactionary joy and happiness. That is coming from dedication to the Lord, not by renunciation, not by trying to enjoy in the material world, but by dedication, bhakti. And so this is our line. This is also another way to help others to understand it. Yes, if you can show me a way in this material world to get permanent happiness forever, not just for a few days, I'll follow it happily. But there are so many proposals in this world that anybody knows that they are all temporary. The thick carpet, the double glazing, the stereo sound or quadraphonic sound or octaphonic sound or whatever the latest sound system is, that this will make you happy. Well, we know maybe it makes us happy when we listen to Mozart or something, but it's very temporary, not a solution. Yes, any question there? No, no question. So we do have Lavanya Devidasi live here, and as I say, I was being truthful when I said she really is a good representative of you, of the Latvians, and she's doing service all the while, doing all kinds of service, whatever is needed, with enthusiasm, with happiness, and setting a good example. And so let us hear a few words from her. At least she can share something we've been doing or something we've been reading. But please come a little closer to the microphone. I don't have the separate microphones attached. Oh, what? Yes, Russian is fine. Oh, but I'll need to wait. I'll just need to change our from English to Russian then.
Dandavat, dear devotees, I'm very happy.
Окей. Если так буду говорить, это хорошо? Я очень рада слышать
Very happy to hear. I'm very happy to see Lila. Oh, Ligo. Liga. I'm very happy to see Liga at Suresh. Very happy that she has joined us once again. Also, I saw Kamala. I think she was here. Very unfortunate that we will not meet each other, but very soon we will meet each other. And actually, I have a question.
No, you carry on. Everyone can understand.
But I actually have a question.
Okay, so well, you have to ask your question in Russian. Then I'll change our interpretation to English. Then you.
Okay. Я хотела вернуться к...
I wanted to go back to that shloka which we were discussing Wednesday on that Zoom. And I wanted to ask Maharaj, how in real life can you manifest this shloka? Because we talked about theory, we talked about, the things that, yes, you can apply them, but I wanted to fully understand this conception. How can we apply that shloka?
English. Okay, so we're on English, so now you can ask in English as well. Then we'll see whether Hari Gopal's translation is the same as what you said. What's in English? Or is he going to translate?
No, he can translate.
Okay, Hari Gopal will please translate. We're listening in English. Make sure you got the English channel on.
All right. Yes, I was just warning them that I'll speak English for a little bit. So we were discussing this Wednesday, this shloka, one shloka, and that was more theoretical. Yes, I got a few understandings of, yes, it can be applied in our life, but I wanted to fully understand it, and I wanted to fully understand how can it be manifest in our life? How can I fully apply it in our life?
What
And
shloka?
А
then,
ты можешь зачитать, пожалуйста?
yes, okay, I can read that shloka in English, then I'll read it in Russian.
Who's
Wow.
I?
Okay. I is the translator. So
Oh,
it's Bhagavad Gita 6.9, as follows. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral, mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind. And now I'll do it in Russian.
it's a much longer translation in Russian than in English, right? All right. So what's the question? What is the
How
question?
we can
Applied. How can this be applied in our life?
How we can use in practice this shloka, this
Because we can see that everybody is inside a devotee. The nature of the Jiva Atma, Sanatan Dharma, the eternal Dharma, eternal quality of the soul inside is to be a servant of Krishna, to be at the Lord's service. But in the world where we are, then everyone has got different coverings to different degrees and different proportions of Tamagun, Rajagun, and Sattvagun. They've got ahanka, this false ego, which is made up of our experiences, our desires, our acquired prejudices, our karma. But these are coverings over the soul. So even somebody who's very much appearing to be an enemy or this, that, and the other, we can see the equal vision to them as somebody who is well behaved and is doing very nicely, appears to be a friend. Because we know that both of them, they are devotees inside, and their behavior, it is being dictated by the modes of nature largely. So if somebody is very aggressive or foolish or whatever it may be, then we can understand that they got lots of coverings of a particular type over their soul. And we actually should be more merciful. We want to think of some way that we can help those persons to get out of such like strong feelings of things which we should not feel. Lust, greed, anger, hate, envy, all of these different things. And even the animals, you can't blame a crocodile for being a crocodile. It's his covering. But some people are like crocodiles, especially in the corporate world. Wearing nice $5,000 suit, $1,000 shirt, everything else, but big teeth like crocodile to come to devour the weak with their strength. So the animals, the actual animals, the crocodiles and all these other creatures, they are the same as us, but they have a covering over their body. And by the way, some of you who are here on the Zoom now may be heard, but we were listening to Srila Guru Maharaj. And Srila Guru Maharaj, just as a side point, mentioned about Gajendra, the elephant, talking about crocodiles, why I'm thinking of this. The crocodile came to Gajendra, the king of elephants. He was the king of the elephants. But this crocodile came and grabbed his leg, and they fought for a long time. And that means, I do not know if it was tens of years or hundreds of years, but it was a long time. It was in a previous age. And then presently that elephant finally remembered, oh, now I can't do anything. This crocodile has taken all my energy. Now I'm going to die. Then he remembered from his past lives, oh, Vishnu, Narayan, Krishna, the Lord, he is the only one who can help me now. And he, with his trunk, picked up a lotus flower from the lake in which the crocodile and he had been fighting, and he offered that lotus to the Lord and made a prayer, as elephants can do, made a prayer to the Lord for his protection. And the Lord came and protected him, cut off the head of the crocodile. But that's okay, that story or that history, that Leela, you know, probably most of you. But what was a little new to me, or maybe I heard it before and forgotten, and that is that Guru Maharaj said that in his previous life, that elephant the elephant in his previous life was a king, and a pious king. He had been a king, but he made a mistake. He acted in a rough way with a devotee, with a Vaishnava. So he acted in a elephant manner, in the manner of an elephant towards a Vaishnava. And for that mistake, in his next birth, he became an elephant. So you see, one day we can be a king, one day we can be an elephant. One day we can be a mongoose, yes, and next day we can be a pandit. These things happen and they are there in the scripture. So we don't want to make too much of the covering of any person or any animal for that matter. They are behaving according to their karma, to how they have been programmed, as it were. But we need to behave according to the direction given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita and given by Guru and Gauranga. This is the age of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This is the age where we've got mercy over justice. But this is the age where we can be eligible for that, if you like, if we surrender, if we can give up our wrong thinking and surrender our wrong thinking for the right thinking. Our ego, we need to leave this aside and learn what is devotional service, what it is to be surrendered, to chant the holy name, to chant the holy name properly, not mechanically and not in a physical way, and to accept the guidance that's coming to us of how to behave. So here we are in this verse from Gita being told that what is dear to the Lord is somebody who is equal to his enemies and to the friends, to the well-wishers, to this, to that, to the other. They're giving equal attention to all. So we've got the ideal and we need to try to follow that.
And how to let go of our ego.
Be a 25-hour-a-day responsible servitor. So you've got up to 24 and a half, you've got another half an hour more to fill in. And were you cooking this morning before breakfast?
For breakfast, only me.
Okay. Krishna Kanta, famous Krishna Kanta Munindra, Shanti Moy, Madhurananda here, And Sundar and Shyama Sundar, by the way, the 5 pillars of Vila Govinda Ashram. But this morning, Krishna Kanta and you, maybe, they were cooking before breakfast time. And then today, it is Sunday, they have people who come for vegetarian meal at the kiosk outside. And Krishna Kanta, she cooked almost everything. And I think maybe with your assistance.
No, not today.
Not today, okay. But then, immediately after breakfast, she went to the other end of this long building where that barn is being converted into a more suitable place for the devotees. And she went there, mixed cement, and was there all morning with the cement doing men's construction work, and didn't even come for lunch because she didn't want the cement that's already mixed to be wasted, to go hard. So she took lunch late. So there's an example, like a full service by devotees. It's not that they just joined and they're being told, you do this, this, this. They've been around for many years, and their heart is telling, this needs to be done, this needs to be done, and engaging in full service. So how to leave go of our false ego? It really is as much as possible to have full service. And that is what may be asked of us, but it's also what we understand we should do, knowing, like hearing our guilty conscience or hearing our Chaitya Guru, the Guru inside, that how we should be utilizing our time. And following the practices. We take prasadam, we chant Hare Krishna, we get up early in the morning, chant our japa, chant our Gayatri. And it's not so cold outside. Well, it is, it's -2. But without the wind and with a jacket, then it's not so cold. I was there yesterday and the day before. Not today, because we had our Zoom this morning. And by the way, just a mini footnote, that if any of you do follow the back to basics, or the short Instagram and Facebook posts that we do give from twice a week, there's a new time for all of them. And I can put the time in the box below, in fact. Hare Krishna. Let me just see if I can find it. And who organizes, who hosts these will inform everybody. But to be practical, then there is an adjustment in time. I'll put in the chat box just now because I have it ready here. This is for back to basics and the Instagram and Facebook. Okay, there you are. And by the way, in the chat box, Madhura Leela of Cedar Rapids, which is in the United States of America, just near to Latvia. The beauty of this world is transient. We can allow it to point us to beauty which is eternal. Or we can allow it to distract us from beauty. Or to distract us from beauty which is eternal. Yes. Yes, good point. And what does this say?
It is
Dandavat.
yes, it is from Kamal.
Kamala Sundari.
Yes.
Okay, Kamala Sundari is sending Dandavat. Oh yeah, I see the little thumbnail. There we are, she's sending it down. And Kamala Sundari, she's in France with Jagannath Prabhu. And here in Vila Govinda, we have Balaram from France. And as we speak, Shyama Sundar, the 5th of the 5 pillars of Vila Govinda, is about to drive with his family to France for the week, and they'll be back for the Vyasa Puja of Gurudev next week. So some French connection. And Suresh Krishna, I just point out something funny with your Zoom. It automatically keeps on making me remind myself of being seasick for 25 hours a day. Your Zoom keeps on moving its focus here and there. I think it's some IA special thing to test us, to see whether we become seasick or not. I already know I become seasick.
Да, я включил эту опцию, потому что
Yes,
она
I
расширяет
enabled that
а
option
она
so it will
не
catch
совсем
everyone in
идеально
the
работает,
picture,
потому что
but it is not working perfectly, so I'll have to turn it off. It is going back and forth.
попробовал, но она
I tried it out, but not so much working.
Oh, you see, now it's doing it.
It's like London thing.
Yeah, London Zoom also have this seasick plugin to make us seasick. Hare Krishna. Very useful. I hope it wasn't expensive. Hare Krishna.
Это входит в Maharaj подписку.
Maharaj, this is included in the subscription.
Wonderful bargain. Free gift. All right, spiritual questions, please. Indumati, Braja Krishna Prabhu, in Durgav Pills. How is everything there? How is the river? That big river flows and flows and flows. It's amazing.
Dandavat, our master. Dandavat to all the devotees. The river is still there, my master, my Madhusudan Maharaj. The river is still there, the earth is still there, the people are still doing what they were doing previously. Lots of mistakes, lots of diseases and sufferings, and I'm also with them, trying to go on. Every morning I'm waking up early. Indumati is waking up together with me. Every morning we're chanting Japa, Gayatri. Every evening we're reading Bhagavad Gita. And when I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, I'm amazed. I understand that a person could not have written it, a man. It is enough for me to read one page to think about it throughout the whole day. And so calmly I am living. I'm trying to remember Krishna. Before each surgery, I'm remembering Krishna. After every surgery, I'm thanking Krishna.
Good.
We're still doing everything systematically at our house, step by step. And some changes are happening. When I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, I understand that something inside of me is happening. What is described in Bhagavad Gita, I see that in myself, and I'm very happy. And I'm very happy because of that. And I'm calm inside, peaceful. And when I'm reading holy books, holy scriptures, I am finding something in myself. And this is giving me a response that something I'm doing right. Always remembering my masters, always remembering Guru Varga. And I'm grateful to the Lord that He has shown me His glance. And that I'm able to use the knowledge and support which I have. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Beautiful. Yes, we must all be grateful. Must know the theory and practice of gratitude. Yes. This is such a rare opportunity that we all have. Let us not misuse the opportunity. And I'm very happy to hear that you chant Hare Krishna before you do surgery and after you do surgery. That's a very responsible job. Very responsible. And you see suffering, you see disease, you see karma every day of your working life. In its manifested, we see it more in its latent form or hidden form. But as a doctor, you see directly these sufferings. Hare Krishna. And Paramananda is with us with a small thumbnail. But he can make a big contribution. He's in Japan, the other side of the world, literally. From here, he's in Japan. Maybe Paramananda could give some tip on how to get rid of our prejudice in seeing the differences between friends and enemies, well-wishers, etc.
Well, I need a tip, Maharaj. How to give a tip?
We're all working on it.
Right. Well, it's a multi-life project. It's not going to happen instantly. So one of the programs we had recently in Thailand, we were discussing how difficult it is to overcome ego, and also how difficult it is to overcome illusion. In fact, Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita says that it is impossible. In one sense, if you do it by yourself, relying on your own strength, thinking that I can defeat the illusion, forgetting the origins of external energy of the Lord, where is it coming from, who she is related to, that is our problem. We're forgetting that. We're forgetting everything about Krishna and our connection with Krishna. Anything related to him is forgotten. So when we're challenging, we're thinking, oh, we're going to do it. I'm going to defeat Maya. No problem. When that thought comes to your mind, you're already defeated. You just started thinking about it. And then so many challenges will come to you, so many tests will come to you, and you will be put back on your place, in your place. Then you will again try and again try and again. And why? Because of the ego, because we're putting our interest in the center, not Krishna's interest in the center. So ego is actually normal. This is why we quite often refer to ego as a false ego. Ego is identification. So the true ego is revealed by Mahaprabhu, and his very simple and very deep answer to Sanatana Goswami, Jivirasa Rupahoy Krishna Nityadas. You're the loving eternal servitor of the Lord. This is your natural position. This is your ego. Because Krishna is in the center, and you're to satisfy him. But in this world, everything is the opposite. You want to be in the center, and you want Krishna and his energies to satisfy you, and that's why you're desperately trying to control the external energy of the Lord, and you're failing on every step, continuously for many lives. So it is a long process. But then Krishna says, if you come to me, there will be no influence of that. So in some sense, it's very simple. Krishna consciousness is very simple. Surrender, serve, take shelter, trust in him. Like in American banknotes, we have it. In God we trust. I always wanted to ask how much. How much do we trust in God?
$100.
$100 match, $1,000 match, a $1 match. So it's always a good question. So how much? It's a big declaration. Anyhow, so it's the process. And also, our destination, we're not engaged in escapism. We're not trying to run away to some distant place where we're going to enjoy. I mean, how is that different from a material concept, material life? So devotee does not care where he is. And one of the most beautiful expressions of that can be found in Sharanagati by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He doesn't say, I don't care. Wherever you want me to be next life, in whatever form you want me to be next life, I really don't care. I can be there happily if it is your will. But I pray and I beg you for one thing and one thing only. Please keep that connection with you, with the devotees of you. That's the only thing I pray. Otherwise, I don't care where I am. So that was the earlier, I think, discussion, earlier question from Suresh Krishna Prabhu. So it is normal for people of this world to be captivated with this world. This is the job of Maya. And she is the best servitor of the Lord. So she does that job. She supplies that illusion. She supplies that false hope to the conditioned jiva souls that one day they will find their paradise. So there's nothing surprising about it. But for the Lord devotee, he just wants to be with the devotees and with the Lord and do his bidding to satisfy him. And that's where he finds his paradise, again, wherever he is. But for that, we also need some grace. It's not happening instantly. I mean, it can. I mean, he can do it any moment. But some grace is necessary. So we're always seeking for that grace. There is a beautiful expression by Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. Srila Guru Maharaj, he quoted that verse. Kaivalya narakayate tvidasapura kasha pushpayate durdatindriya kalasar papatari pradhata damstrayate vishva purnam sukhayate vidhi mahendradishya kitayate yat karunya kataksha vaibhavatam shigora evastuma. So the translation of the verse is actually very beautiful. He said, just by the sidelong glance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can forget all the attraction to the liberation, to the heavens. There will be no problem for that person to control his senses. They will be powerless. Personalities like Brahma, who is so worshipable for regular people, because they want boons, they want to get something from the great demigods. Brahma, Indra, they will be no more than an insect, insignificant position. I mean, respectfully so, not to forget that they are devotees. And the whole universe will be filled with joy, anandam, happy, vishva, purnam, sukhayat, actually. Happiness, real happiness. And for that, you just need a sidelong glance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such a small thing. And that is coming through the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By their glance, by their grace, you can have that. You can develop that. Develop means lose all the interest in those things. And the only interest you will have is that loving attachment to the Lord and his service and the Lord's devotees. So we're also collecting that grace, and that's why these gatherings are happening on Zooms, there are gatherings happening, festivals. Festivals, is actually a good reason to get together. So when we're glorifying Gurudev's Vyasa Puja is coming up, when we're glorifying them, our focus should be, of course, on their wonderful life, no doubt about it. There's so many absolutely beautiful, inspiring stories, but also on the message that they carried. This is their main reason. Why did they come? Why did they descend from the upper world? For what? That should be our main focus. What is their message? What did they wanted me to do? Which way they wanted me to go? So that's a good opportunity to again talk about it in the light of their exemplary lives as well.
Yeah,
I believe we're out of time, Maharaj. Yes, we're out of time. Badly
you also
out of time.
reminded me about, we try so many ways ourselves and plan to solve the problems ourselves, but we only can surrender to Krishna. He is the master of Maya. He can withdraw Maya. And that's the only path. And that reminds me of now here in Vila Govinda, every evening they are chanting at least one of the three parts of the Gopinath prayers. Gopinath, prayers by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And in the third part, which we sang last night, then from the fourth verse says, Gopinath hara je menechi ami, onika jatana hoilo bifala, ekona bharasa tumi. Gopinath kemone hoi begati, prabala indriya, boshi bhuta mana, nachare vishoya rati. So, O Gopinath, I have accepted my defeat. All of my various endeavors were useless. Now you are the only hope. O Gopinath, how shall I make any advancement when my mind has come under the control of the powerful senses and does not abandon its attachment to materialism? Then Hridoy Gopinath, Hridoye Boshya Mora, Manake Shamia Loho Nijapane, Uchibe, Vipada Kora. O Gopinath, after sitting down in the core of my heart and subduing my mind, please take me to you. In this way, the horrible dangers of this world will disappear. Next verse, O Gopinath, you are Rishikesh, the Lord of the senses. Seeing me so helpless, please control these senses of mine and deliver me from this dark and perilous worldly existence. Hare Krishna. And the very last verse of all those three parts is the one, Golaya lege che fansa, O Gopinath, the noose of materialism, the noose, the hangman's noose of materialism has become fixed around my neck, taking up the sword of your mercy and cutting this bondage. Make this Bhaktivinoda your humble servant. But of course, as Guru Maharaj says, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling us our mood, not telling us, showing us what is our proper mood. So all of our own endeavors, we can try so many things. But sooner rather than later, we should all just simply surrender. Smile, say yes. Chant Hare Krishna. Be happy. Yes, the time has run along, it's true. Time is going faster and faster day by day. Suresh Krishna and your assembly of Vaishnavas, back to you. And we're very happy to have Liga, is it? The lady, very happy to have you with us, your daughter and your soon-to-be son. You have more responsibilities in the world to help them make their lives successful with the guidance of the Lord himself that's coming through Bhagavad Gita and through the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddharth Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai, Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gantara Govinda Sundar Ji ki Jai, Giriraj Bhagan ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gauranga Ji ki Jai, Jai Guru Parampara ki Jai, Guru Varga ki Jai, Namacharya Shri Thakur ki Jai, Ananta Kochi Vaishnava Vrindi ki Jai, Tulasi Maharani ki Jai, Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrindi ki Jai, Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Paramananda Prabhu ki Jai, Jai all the assembled devotees ki Jai, Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki Jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Bo.
Hari Bo. And to all of you devotees, one by one, so much appreciation, and we're very happy to have you with us. And Jayanti, well done. You are the sole representative of Brazil today. So we're very happy. Actually, there are a lot of sole representatives of different countries, including Bali, Norway, Japan, Lilavati in Israel, Nadia Priya in Ukraine, and Kamala Sundari in France. We've got
Savitri.
Savitri in Switzerland. Yes, one by one, you see. Hare Krishna. And Seva Devi Dasi and her daughter in South Africa. So we've got dotted around the country. Oh, and not to forget Madhura Leela. She's representing the whole of the United States of America, as well as Cedar Rapids. Hare Krishna. Anyway, wonderful to see each of you, and many thanks, as always, to Udara Prabhu for looking after us in this and other Zooms too. And to each of you, best wishes. We'll meet again soon, and in the meantime, do all of you, wherever you may be, think of something extra to do for Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja next Saturday. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitaham pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Itai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo Varasa Devi Rasi. Here's -2. What temperature is it in Norway? -3. All right, all is good. Hindu Bala Devi Rasi. Anybody I didn't mention, please excuse, but you're all recognized here. And Basil also sent a link to his Telegram. I clicked the link, it went to Telegram. All right. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Amra Ashchi. Bye.